Alright folks, it is time for the last video in the tournament. We've got the JF-17 Thunder against the F-5 Tiger in Fight 59. This is the fight for second place. Technically, I mean, it could be first place. You know, one of these jets could beat me. I have to fight whichever one of these jets wins. I'm kind of hoping for the F-5 because I haven't fought it yet. I mean, I kind of did a missile fight after this particular fight with the F-5, but I've never done a guns-only dogfight. The JF-17, this is its 6th fight only because it made it through the winner's bracket until it and I met up. And for the F-5, it's its 9th fight. Looks like the JF-17 is kind of winning the fight at the moment, little by little. And the JF-17 is pretty tough. It's very similar to the F-16 in a lot of ways. And I'll talk about this later, but after 2.7, it seems like it's gotten a lot tougher. But it definitely appears to be winning this fight here a little bit. It's not just downright in offensive position. The F-5's maneuvering a bit, but I think slowly the Thunder's gaining angles here, which is kind of exciting. You know, I think honestly, in guns only, in terms of just guns only, obviously we have some really capable aircraft in the sim. I would say the F-14, though I don't necessarily love its style in the hands of a skilled pilot. It can be a very formidable gunfighter. But you've got MiG-29, the F-5, the JF-17. These are kind of the smaller, lighter weight sort of fighter aircraft that have pretty good turning capability, some better than others. The F-16 obviously, the F-18 also. And then you've got plenty that are capable. They may not be quite as good at turning small circles or turning fast circles, but the flanker family is no slouch. The F-15's no slouch. It's extremely capable as well. But anyway, I think it's kind of cool to see an F-5 and a JF-17 in the finale here. Of course, with missiles, it would be a little bit of a different story, but I'm a big fan of the lightweight, low-cost fighter idea. And of course, gunfighting is kind of a thing of the past in most cases, but these skills are still valid. Looks like the F-5 is stalled out here a little bit. JF-17's kind of up in the sun there. Oh yeah, and he put bullets on target, and it looks like they're straight through the cockpit. So it looks like I'm gonna have to fight the JF-17 again. I was really hoping for the F-5, but we'll fight the JF-17 again, and it'll be fine. Okay, here we are, final fight. The JF-17 in its 7th fight, rematching me in the F-16 in my 6th fight. And of course, if I lose this, we have to fight again, and then whoever wins that one wins. But if I win, then the JF-17 gets 2nd place. I go vertical here, and tried to keep my energy up a little bit, but I just wanted to get above him. I was just trying something out. It didn't really work out, but anyway, I think it helped. I do want to point out that this is in 2.7, and I had already beaten the JF-17 before 2.7. After 2.7, the JF-17 got way harder. I don't know if it's because the F-16 got nerfed a little bit, or if the Thunder got buffed. I'm not really for sure. I'm just hoping that they made it more realistic, but all I'm saying is that fighting fast, fighting slow, going vertical, I couldn't get this guy. And so I went ahead and left the dot on for visibility's sake because of the clouds mostly. Although in this particular fight, I didn't have too much trouble keeping up with him. But this is like my 13th fight or 12th fight or something like that against the JF-17 post 2.7. and I've never lost to the JF-17 on ace level before 2.7, and after I'm not batting very well. Now I want to point out it's probably a lot to do with my skills as a fighter pilot. I'm not a good fighter pilot, and I've never claimed to be. But anyway, it's more difficult. So I kind of, after that vertical, I was trying to keep my energy up, and just every time I fight this thing and try to keep my energy up, he just stays behind me. Nothing I can do can get me to turn, and I think it's just because they're such similar aircraft that you have to play those opening moves correctly to get in the offensive position, or you're going to have to take it slow. And I can't figure out a different way to do it. I've tried a number of different things. But anyway, I used a lot of rudder and aileron and just a lot of control input to kind of slow down and whip the plane around to get behind him, which is what I kind of normally do. The difference now, though, is that he's gaining energy really fast and he's losing it a lot slower than he used to. And so now he's making these big loops, and I'm making loops inside of him, inside his turn, and then trying to like close the distance by pulling lead, and it's just not working very well. Every single time I was in this situation and I tried to relax to gain energy, we would get so much separation, and then he would just do this like ninja loop thing, and we'd be nose to nose again. So I didn't want that to happen here. And so I'm just trying really hard to balance between gaining a little bit of energy back and then just trying to catch up a little bit more, every time. And I never could quite make it work. So I started doing some horizontal offset for a couple of different reasons. I wanted to close the distance a little bit faster by anticipating which way he was going to go and then getting my nose over there first, just to pull a lot of lead and get closer. But also I didn't have to go up in altitude as much to do that, to close the distance, and so it helped me just kind of preserve a little bit more of that energy. So in the past, a situation like what you just saw on screen there, I would pull a lot, just pull a lot, and the energy excursion would be enough to kind of tuck me in behind him and a little bit outside the turn. Now it's just not working. There's a desperation shot. It had no chance of making it. And so now, like, I'm kind of panicking here a little bit because he's separating more than I want him to. And that was closer to neutral than what I wanted. I'm kind of used to sitting in the armchair back here. And so there's a couple of shots. Those were a little bit closer. But again, part of the problem here is I'm just too low on energy, so I'm not able to maneuver the jet as much as normal too. That's part of the problem. I do want to say, like, it could be because the F-16 got nerfed just a little bit to make it more accurate, maybe, and I'm just used to it being a powerhouse, and maybe it's not so much a powerhouse anymore. I don't know. I read through the changelog for the update and didn't notice anything disconcerting like that, but it may have happened. So now we're in a little bit of a double helix here, with me being the smaller helix, and he's kind of going around me in this spiral, and it's a little bit of a horizontal spiral, and in TAC view you can actually see that. We're sort of I'm just staying inside and just trying to catch up the best I can. I don't love this fighting. I don't think it's very impressive, and it's sort of embarrassing a little bit that I'm having so much trouble with this guy all of a sudden, but it is what it is. So here I just pull a lot, roll over and pull a lot just to try to stay inside of him. And again, I'm getting pretty panicky here because I'm either going to run out of fuel or he's going to separate enough that that he's going to be able to loop around again, or I'm going to crash. But right there, I'm in a much better position. It's finally kind of worked, and I've got not a lot of energy, but I've got okay energy. I think he's about 100 knots faster than me there, but that's okay. I go ahead and chase him, and now I'm going to try to get my pipper in place. I'm close. There we go. And I thought I missed him, but I killed the pilot. I hit him right through the canopy. So thank goodness. Like, that was really hard. Again, I do want to say it's kind of cheating. Celebratory shots here, for sure. Sorry, Dubai. I didn't mean to. I'm just so excited that he finally died. you might think it's a little bit cheating, but again, I beat him before 2.7, and I just thought, yeah, I'll make the sky pretty, and I'll fight him again. It'll be easy. Uh, it was not easy, and it wasn't that fun either. Like, I was getting very, very frustrated at this fight, and I spent hours trying to kill this guy. If you think that's cheating, fine. I accept it, but whatever. I did win prior to the update, so I'm calling it victory. Next year, I don't think I'm going to be able to beat everybody next year. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to show the external view. I don't think I'm going to show the TAC view of that. I might show a little bit at the end, I guess. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed the brackets. As always, I appreciate the support and the views, and so thanks for watching. I can't help myself. I've got to show the TAC view. And I've talked about a lot of this stuff previously, so I'm going to speed it up and we're just going to watch it because I don't want to make the video too long. But hopefully you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. So we got the merge. I'm going vertical. Speed it up to 2x. At the top here, I've got a lot more energy, but there's also an 8,000 foot separation. So anyway, I think I probably could have done that a little bit better because I was in a fairly good position. Maybe that's where I should have done the energy excursion and got in behind him. I don't know, but he's behind me now, and so I just decided, you know what, let's fight it the way I normally do and get really, really slow. And in the past, there have been times when I did this and was successful after 2.7, when I've done this about this point right here, where I'm pretty close to getting tucked in behind him. And again, he's got a lot of energy here, but I'm not doing terribly on energy. So I'm in a good position. But what would happen is as soon as I got like kind of off to the side or something, he would turn really sharp and then just run away. Maybe a little before that point. But anyway, so now we start the vertical thing, and he's got a lot more energy than me. Again, I tried to build it back and then turn back in. But one thing that he's really good at is flipping around and kind of like coming back nose on. And so I didn't want to get too fast there and separate too much. So now it's just me chasing him around in low energy state, trying to stay inside his turn circle the best I can, gain a little energy just so that I have some room to maneuver, not hit the ground and not let him separate. The big issue is just not letting him separate it too much because, like I said, that's been my problem in the post 2.7 fights. If he gets more than a mile of separation, it's like he can just kind of flip around on me. And also, I can't say this enough, I'm certain that it's because my flying that I'm allowing that. There's got to be a way that you can fight this fight better without him going nose on all the time. So we're about to enter the helix that I was talking about earlier. There's the desperation shots. You can see, I'll go ahead and slow it down just a touch. You can see that at times my energy's been really, really low. I mean, I was going so slow back there a little while ago that I had a sub 800 foot turn radius, which is pretty incredible. It's not necessarily good. I was just impressed that it was like 760 feet or something like that. So here I'm already in danger of getting too much separation because of how I've been flying, but luckily I'm able to kind of pull it back a little bit and get that. There you go. They're really low. Oh, 220 feet, but I'm going so slow. That's why. So I'm trying to offset horizontally, and you can see the tops of my loops are way below the tops of his. Part of that's my speed. Part of that's because I'm aiming out more towards the horizon and trying to predict where he's going. Here's the helix. I was a little premature predicting the helix before, but I'm trying to predict where he's going to go and just stay a little bit lower. My helix is a little tighter. And eventually it worked. I don't know that it's great, and like always, it's ugly, but we should see the kill here pretty soon. There it is. I followed him down because I was so mad, and then celebratory shots celebratory chaff and flares, and we can claim victory. So there you have it. I just had to show that because of all the cool, beautiful curly cues.
When it hurts like this, we climb the greatest heights, jump down and have a fight. That's all we'll ever like, but that can never change my mind. When it's good, it's amazing. When it's bad, it's uneasy. I wouldn't have it another way. There's no other way. When it hurts like this, when it hurts like this. When it hurts like this, we hold each other high, but we fall 1,000 times. But I'd never say goodbye or ever leave this stuff behind. When it's good, it's amazing. When it's bad, it's uneasy. I wouldn't have it another way. There's no other way. When it hurts like this. When it hurts like this. When it hurts like this. Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire